There's a lot of on-the-ground reporting in today's papers, so let's have a look at some of it. Have a look at this Guardian front page. Quite a strong, hard-hitting headline over there on the right of the front page. It says, digging his own grave to the crack of sniper fire. That apparently is what a man that the Guardian's correspondent met in Syria was doing. He was digging his own grave because he wanted to, he said, to die with dignity if the Syrian army came in and killed him. Now, the article is looking in quite a lot of analytical detail about sectarianism in Syria. How much of a danger is it? How much is this turning into a sectarian conflict? A lot of the people he talks to, anti-regime protesters, say that they're fighting not just the regime but the Alawite ethnic group who've changed in their minds from a group who they always believed had more privileges than they did to a persecuted group, a persecutor rather, you know, a group that is a whole, if you like, attacking them. They say not just the regime. This has also become an international issue, if you like, because the Al-Qaeda now official leader Ayman al-Zawahiri said this week that he thought that any Al-Qaeda sympathisers should go to Syria and help the opposition fight the Assad government, which was a good propaganda coup for Assad, not necessarily good news for the Free Syrian Army, who don't, of course, want to be associated with that. Now, the Guardian correspondent says there's no evidence foreign Islamist fighters are going to Syria to join the uprising, but that those who are opposing the Assad regime are taking on an increasingly Salafist character, that is to say, more ideologically extremist, more religious in nature. And there have also been reports that Christian families in Syria have been killed just because they are Christian, as this takes on more of a religious conflict nature. Now, the Guardian correspondent puts that question, are those rumours true, to one of the Free Syrian Army colonels that he meets, and the response is, no, we're not killing anyone on religious grounds, but Christian families do all back the regime, which, if you like, sort of supports the thesis that this is becoming more and more sectarian, which is, of course, really very worrying. There's also a bit of media news, very sad media news coming out of Syria today, which is in the New York Times. They're extremely well-known, well-regarded, and Pulitzer Prize-winning correspondent Anthony Shadid has died in Syria. It's seemingly of an asthma attack, not of anything connected to the conflict, but the American papers and Twitter and Facebook are all filling up with tributes to him today.
Okay, well, staying in the Middle East, you've got some analysis about the chance of Israel attacking Iran.
Yeah, according to Gulf News today, Israel is a bigger concern to Middle East peace than Syria, they say. Why? Because they reckon it's more unpredictable and on the point of attacking Iran. Now, this is all connected, according to them, to the US presidential election schedule, because Netanyahu, according to them, reckons that he must launch an attack decisively before the election in November, because now that we're in an election period there, Barack Obama can't oppose himself publicly to Israel because he's worried about the American Jewish lobby. If he wins a big re-election with a big mandate, they say, he'll feel more confident about standing up to Israel and trying to control them a bit more. But at the moment, there's just not anything he could do to stop Netanyahu attacking Iran, at least according to that piece. Of course, that American Jewish lobby is a powerful voice in America, and it's quite encapsulated in a piece in the LA Times today, which says that the survival of Israel itself is at stake, and either Iran, which is run by brutal fanatics, says the article, is going to get nuclear arms, or Israel must militarily stop them. And this, if you like, sums up the attitude that exists in the Israeli government. They think that this isn't just an issue about Iran, that it's an issue about the survival of the country itself.
Definitely getting perhaps to boiling point there. But talking of Israel, there's a lot of coverage of a hunger striker in jail there at the moment.
Yes, this is in The Independent. They call him the Palestinian Bobby Sands. Remember, he was the IRA hunger striker who actually died in jail from his strike. This is a I've forgotten his name, and I haven't written it down. Oh well, he's a spokesperson for Islamic Jihad, the quite extremist Islamist faction. He's been on hunger strike since the 18th of December, and he is now in a very dangerous physical state, as he would be if he'd been on hunger strike for that long. And the paper reports he's become a hero throughout the Middle East.
Kader Adnan, we've just seen his name.
Thank you.
And moving to Britain now, there's a bit of a scandal there over unemployment benefit.
Yes, now unemployment, of course, became a target of Sarkozy here when he suggested that referendum on cutting people's unemployment benefits. Now, in Britain, as the Guardian reports, people are being asked to work for free. Now, this is being called work experience placements by job centres. It's meant to make people more employable as they learn skills. But the Guardian calls it modern slavery today, saying people on job seekers allowance are being asked to work for weeks in big businesses like Tesco, which is obviously quite useful for Tesco. They've actually been threatened with a boycott online by people who are furious about this.
Okay, well, thanks very much indeed, Elena, for that summary of some of the big stories in today's international papers. Well, still to come here on Live from Paris, World War II archives just released in the UK show German economic warfare efforts were actually more effective than previously thought. We'll be taking a look at that and all today's top business stories after the break with William Edwards.